Alyssa, that said Dewanna Bonner listed Phoenix as one of her preferred destinations.
Guys, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General. And guys, I have a very fast and speedy update as it regards to Dewanna Bonner and her future in the Indiana Fever. So literally just some hours ago, guys, I was on my mama couch and I told y'all that, it was been some whispers saying that, Dewanna Bonner's role at the Indiana Fever has yet to be, solidified, so to speak, right? Like we're seeing her get her player minutes diminished. She's been MIA for 4 games straight, right? And they are saying there are whispers that she is actually contemplating rejoining her fiance, who is Alyssa Thomas, down there at the Phoenix Mercury, or perhaps going to the Atlanta Dream. And now they are saying, just literally 5 minutes ago, it's another news update, of course, they are now saying that possibly, perhaps, the LA Sparks is trying to snatch up Dewanna Bonner. Okay, Dewanna Bonner simply is no longer interested to continue playing for the Indiana Fever. Guys, allow me to read to you a little article, okay, brought to you by Sports Illustrated. It is titled, Dewanna Bonner is expected to part ways with Fever after just 9 games. The article reads, the Indiana Fever are expected to part ways with one of their marquee offseason acquisitions after just 9 games. According to Annie Costabile, of Front Office Sports, the Fever and forward Dewanna Bonner are expected to go their separate ways just a few months after the 6-time All-Star signed a 1-year deal with the organization. It continues to read, Bonner started the first 3 games of the season for Indiana before head coach Stephanie White moved her to a bench role while putting Lexi Hall into the starting lineup. Bonner came off the bench for 6 games before the team ruled her out for the following 4 contests due to personal reasons. Costabile reports that Bonner has no interest in returning to play for the Fever and that the 37-year-old would prefer to land with the Phoenix Mercury or Atlanta Dream, whether via trade or being waived. In her 9-game stint in Indiana, Bonner averaged career lows with 7.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, while logging just 21.3 minutes per game. Just last season with the Connecticut Sun, she just put up 15 points, 6.0 rebounds per night. In her entire 16-year WNBA career, Bonner has never averaged less than 10 points per game. Bonner was one of the headlining acquisitions the Fever made in the offseason, but things simply haven't worked out for the 2-time WNBA champion in Indiana. So there you have it, guys. It seems as though, she's about to make that announcement. Again, my previous video I said is Dewanna Bonner possibly quiet quitting the Indiana Fever. Okay, we're going to see, hopefully sometime soon, and literally just some hours later. Okay, literally this is breaking news like 4 or 5 minutes ago. In the women's basketball world and across many media outlets. They are saying that Dewanna Bonner is shopping around. She's contemplating the Phoenix Mercury, Atlanta Dream, and of course now the LA Sparks is trying to vie for her attention. They're trying to pretty much, so to speak, court Dewanna Bonner to, bring her along their team. But obviously to me it makes the most sense for her to rejoin her fiance. Yes, guys, I'm a sucker for love, okay? I mean, they did really good together, okay, when they were in Connecticut. I'm like, they've been together for so long, and they both said it themselves. Dewanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas said themselves during their exit way out of the Connecticut Sun last season. They were like, we don't mind not being on the same team. They said, it actually will be welcomed. It'll be interesting. It'll be kind of complicated because, again, Dewanna Bonner is a mother of twin girls who, she shares with her ex-wife, who is Candace Dupree, who lives in Tennessee. Okay, so she still has to co-parent with her ex-partner while she's with her new and latest partner, her fiance, of course, being Alyssa Thomas. She's away from both of them. Okay, and I'm sure, trying to have a professional sports career, with 2 little girls you gotta juggle is a lot. Okay, so again, it makes sense for Dewanna Bonner to be like, this is not working out for me. I need to be somewhere closer to Alyssa. Again, the fact that her career was suffering the way that it was, okay, while she was at the Indiana Fever, that was her career low. She was averaging 7.1 points per game at the Indiana Fever. That never has happened for her before. Again, throughout her 16-season career in the WNBA, it didn't matter what team she was on, she never went below 10 points per game. Again, so, it is what it is. I guess, Dewanna Bonner just was not what the Indiana Fever needed. And, Indiana Fever was just not what she needed as it pertains to her basketball and professional athletic career. Again, shout out to Dewanna Bonner. Again, I always said, literally, I dragged her. I said, Alyssa Thomas sent Dewanna Bonner to be a spy, okay? She sent her up there to be at Indiana Fever just to gain intel and access to their secrets, their plays, their offensive, defensive skills, etc., etc. I'm like, because the way Dewanna Bonner has been playing this past season, this current season for the Indiana Fever, I was like, there's just no way. I'm like, this is the Dewanna Bonner. I'm like, why does she suck so bad? I'm like, she can't seem to find her footing. We're still trying to figure out what exactly her role is. She seems like she's trying to figure out what her role is. The coaching staff of the Fever, of course, head coach being Stephanie White. She coached Dewanna Bonner along with Alyssa Thomas and, so many other women at the Connecticut Sun for several seasons. And I'm like, you would think that she would mesh with Stephanie White's program over there at the Fever, but again, it was just to no avail. Again, shout out to Dewanna Bonner. I'm still a huge fan of yours, but it's like, girl, you got to save yourself, save your career, because again, it's not looking good. You was up there in Indianapolis struggling. Okay, we got to keep it real. But guys, comment down below your thoughts on Dewanna Bonner seemingly beginning to part ways from the Indiana Fever. And guys, where exactly do you want to see her play next? Okay, if she is to request a trade, or if the Indiana Fever is to trade her away. Honestly, I would like to see Dewanna around her boo again. Okay, put her down there in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, it's gonna be hot. Okay, but put her next to Alyssa Thomas. I want to see them be that WNBA power couple again.